Here we are at Sussy Stadium in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, where the Pittsburgh Spinners will take on the New Jersey Noobs in our first of 3 matchups here tonight on the SPL Network. Thank you for tuning in. My name is Darth. Let's get to know the boys that are going to be on the ice for this one. For the Pittsburgh Spinners, we have Cheese, Kenny T, Louise, and High Flyer. The starting 3 are probably going to be Cheese, Kenny T, and Louise, as High Flyer has not touched SPL ice here this season. Correction. He has touched the ice twice in prior. He has 7 shots, 2 goals, and 3 points in those games. But the primary 3 that have touched ice for 7 games is Kenny T and Cheese. Louise sat out one of those that High Flyer stepped in. And right now, top goal scorer, Kenny T, 18 goals, 4 assists, 31 shots, 12 saves on his 7 games played. Is going to be the player to watch on their side of the ice. For the New Jersey Noobs, Brutal Laugh Track set to start this one away. I Love Fat Chicks and A Colonist not touching Season 8 ice in SPL. So you can imagine that it's going to be Brutal and Laugh Track down there on the ice for this one. It's going to be interesting to see how this one matches up. Of course, Brutal X been together since I believe it's been Season 1 of Rebound. So, of course, they know each other's play style. Same with Cheese and Kenny T. They've been together since Season 1. These two teams go all the way back to, I believe, the Intermediate Division back in the first season of Rebound. They got a long history between each other. Throughout the history, the first time they ever matched up, I believe it to be February 10th of 2022. The Noobs took it 11-4. After that, later that season, the Noobs brought it back around again and beat them 10-8. During those matches, of course, kind of the same roster that we're used to seeing out there on the ice. Of course, Night Sector is no longer on the New Jersey Noobs, but X had a goal. Night Sector had 6. I Love Fat Chicks with 3 and Brutal with 1 there during the second meeting between these two teams. The Pittsburgh Spinners had Cheese, Q, and Kenny T out there. So, of course, Cheese and Kenny T going to be out there once again here tonight, and I'm excited to see what happens. Of course, they met twice more in the Pro Division back in August and September of 2022. Noobs going 4 games in a row, beating the Pittsburgh Spinners tonight might add on a 5th match to that column. The third time these two teams have met in their history, the Noobs took it out 14-5. Pittsburgh Spinners had Palomalu, Kenny T, and Cheese, the original Pittsburgh 3 out there to play that one. Of course, Brutal, I Love Fat Chicks, and X played in it for the Noobs. And then the final meeting prior to this one, the Noobs took it out 6-1 on September 12th, 2022 in the Pro Division. That one was not casted. The Noobs had, once again, I Love Fat Chicks, X, and Brutal on the ice. Pittsburgh Spinners had Q, Cheese, Kenny T. So tonight it's gonna be a new chapter. There's gonna be some new faces on the ice in these two teams' history. Taking a look at the previous 5, where these two teams are at in the streak. Pittsburgh Spinners looking for a little bit of a pick-me-up right now. Of course, they play the Stars, the Plague, the Cobras, and the Squirts. 3 of those teams in the top 3 projected to end there. Of course, the Cobras and the Plague are expected to beat the Spinners 10 out of 10 times, and they brought it out. Cobras able to find a mercy roll. They were neck and neck with the Cook Stars, 5 and 6. That score on the top left of the column there for the Pittsburgh Spinners. They're looking for a little win. They haven't found one in 4 games. We'll see if they can break this dry spell against the New Jersey Noobs. New Jersey, of course, finding a few W's in their back pocket. As expected against the Cottonmouths, they found a 7-3 victory there. They lost to the Cobras 7-3 at the bottom right. And, of course, finding a 3-game winning streak, you got to feel good about yourselves. Of course, there's the humbling game against the Hershey Squirts. You're able to hang in there 10-8, the final score of that matchup. And, the Hershey Squirts projected to be 3rd in the Pro Division here this season. And they're a formidable force. They have a lot of talent on their lineup, and whenever you can keep it within 3 goals of a starting lineup of like Milk, Yager, Hex, and Doug, along with Eli, you're doing good things. You're doing something right, and we'll see if that really manifests itself down there on the ice here this afternoon, or if it won't. But whenever we get down to the ice, New Jersey will be on the left side, Pittsburgh will be on the right. So whenever they're ready to go, we'll get her up and going. I'm assuming they're just pumping around. We still got 5 minutes until the drop of the puck here tonight. So taking a look at the pro standings to see where these two teams are at right here, right now. The New Jersey Noobs 2nd in the Pro Division, 5 wins, 3 losses, 10 points in the standings. Feeling pretty good about it. Just below the Hershey Squirts by 2 games, and out of first by, I believe that's 4. But they're looking to keep this playoff spot. They're looking to make sure Pittsburgh stays out of it. New Jersey stays in it. Pittsburgh Spinners right now 7th in the Pro Division. 3 wins, 3 losses, and 1 in overtime. One loss in overtime sits them at 7 points on the standings. If you're new to SPL, not sure how North American hockey works, if you win in regulation or in overtime, you get 2 points in the red column there on the right side of your screen. That's how the standings are determined. If you lose it in overtime, you get 1. If you lose in regulation, you get nothing for your points. And yeah, that's how we've been riding it. That's the way it's been since the beginning of history here in SPL, and they're feeling pretty all right. Yeah, a few things to note. Colorado Cobras were able to find a few wins over the Plymouth Plague. By a few, I mean there was one. It went into overtime. It was very close, very tight-knit. Plymouth Plague also ended up losing in overtime to the Hot Springs Hot Tamales, the permanent black mark on their record that they want that one back. There's no doubt in my mind about that one. Gubby played a phenomenal game. That's all that really mattered. Hot Springs looking to get out of the playoff, or getting out of the relegation spot here this next week. They finished week 1, or the first half of the season, with 4 points on the standings. They're getting better. They're finding a few wins here, finding a few wins there. Cedar Rapids, Cottonmouths, scheduled for one game here tonight on the website against the Typhoons here after this matchup has concluded. We'll be taking it down to Manatee Stadium in Ocean City to watch that one transpire. A few big names in that one. Ridge and Panarin might be down there on the ice for the Typhoons. Cedar Rapids picking up a few new names. We'll get more into that whenever it comes time. But Fuico and Beeford we're finding a new home. Fuico used to be on the Edmonton Beauties, decided to leave them for a new horizon. Same with Beeford, got cut from the Stars lineup, if I'm not mistaken, earlier this season. But they're on the Cottonmouths now. They're feeling good about it. We'll see how they ride with it, how they find their new legs here tonight as they take on the Ocean City Typhoons. But still got about 3 minutes to burn. Go get yourself a drink. We'll be here ready for you when you come back. New Jersey, winning record. Pittsburgh, about as 500 as you can get without being equal. But it's gonna be a tight one. I don't know who's gonna win this one. Pittsburgh definitely has the means to beat New Jersey. New Jersey definitely, I would say, is the overdog in the betting world here for this one. Just because Laugh Tracks really just gave them a rock to build their game upon. Of course, Brutal usually playing the 3 for them. I don't mean this in a demeaning way, but I don't think Brutal is a 3. If you don't know what I mean by the 3, in 3v3 Slapshot, there's 3 positions deemed by the community: the 1, the 2, and the 3. The 1's the striker. He's your most forward man. He's the guy setting up the breakout pass. He wants to be the recipient, and he wants to get a quick one-timer off of it on a few breakouts if needed. Of course, he can dangle, he can bump, but he's your striker. Your 2 is your midfielder. He plays in the middle of the ice. He kind of roams around face-off dot to face-off dot, fills in where he's needed, and will help the rotation out there. That's your 2. Your 3 is your defenseman. He's your best stick handler. If you don't have a good 3, you don't have a good team. He can save the puck. He can dangle the puck. He can shoot the puck from wherever. That's going to be Laugh Track tonight. I'm assuming it's going to be Cheese here tonight as well. Cheese was our Week 1 Defensive Player of the Week. Had a phenomenal defensive week. Stopped a plethora of shots. And right now, sitting pretty high, sitting pretty mighty on the saves column. He is 3rd in pro whenever it comes to shots blocked. 48 saves. Only people above him is D-Bon from the Koticook Stars with 53. And Meow from the Napoleon Neapolitans with 84 saves. I think Meow doubles Cheese. But my math has been wrong before. But I'm pretty sure I'm at least a little close. I'm not. It's a little under double, but it's enough to be noticeable. But of course, Pittsburgh Spinners, if they can hit the net, that's been their biggest downfall here this season, is just getting a shot on the net. If you can hit the net enough, some of them will end up going in. It doesn't matter who the defensemen are on the other side of the ice. If you can hit it, you can score, and if it's open, why not take it? New Jersey Noobs going to be looking to dangle it out a little bit. Of course, X, one of their top goal scorers, going to be down there on the ice here tonight. Big things I'm expecting from his department here tonight. He's played 8 games in the regular season, has 32 goals. He is 3rd in the pro division when it comes to goal scoring. Only people above him are Milk. Milk is 41st. He has 41 goals. He's 1st, and X is right now tied for 2nd with Christian FF from the Plymouth Plague. They both have 32 goals. Of course, X will be he's most likely going to leap over Christian FF here in this matchup with the final game of Week 3 for the Noobs. It's going to be a grind fest. Everybody down on the ice is going to be fighting tooth and nail for this one. You want to end off your first half of the season in a comfy spot, because after that really becomes whenever teams are trying to get into that playoff spot. They're trying in their grinds. You play everybody in your division 2 times in the Pro Division. If you're not sure where the Pro Division lands on our professional tree of skill, our Pro Division is our top of the top, the best of the best. It's the cream of the crop of the Slapshot Premier League. Underneath them, we have the Challenger Division. Underneath the Challenger, we have the Intermediate Division. And everybody in those 3 divisions plays each other twice in the regular season. 6 weeks is our regular season. Top 4 for Challenger and Intermediate make their playoffs. If you win the championship, you go up a round automatically. If you get second place, you have to play. You have the opportunity to play the second to last place of the upper division for their spot in a best of 3 whenever it comes time for next season's preseason. Of course, Pro Division a little bit different. Top 6 make the playoff cut. First and second seeds will be given a bye, and third through 6th we'll battle it out and see where they land for that one. Of course, tonight, Noobs in a playoff spot. Pittsburgh Spinners just outside of it for the Pro Division. We're looking to get her done. Open Division, a little bit different. That's where our entry-level players are at. A lot of the times, players are going to join that, and they're going to get stomped. They get discouraged. I was one of them. It really is... I don't know if the right word for this is equilibrium, but it is a direct comparison to the Melee Smash scene. You have to be humbled in order to humble other people in Slapshot Rebound, and that is where the humbling division lands, is at the bottom of our tree. There's a lot of humbling, and there's a lot of humblers down there. But if you never played in the league, that's where you go. Everybody plays everybody at least once, and you do another roundabout until you hit 18 games played, and then we see where you land on the standings. If you make it top 4, you get a chance to go up IM. If you land anywhere else, I'm sorry. Hope you're back next season. But yeah, that's where we're at in the Slapshot Premier League here for Season 8. Taking a chalk back at the Pro Division. Pittsburgh Spinners, half a game out. An overtime loss could push them up a little bit. Of course, we've seen crazier things happen down there on the ice, and we're looking to see if it can happen again. Of course, Dakota Cook Stars have the first head-to-head tiebreaker with the Pittsburgh Spinners. They won this week, I believe it to be. It was on January 26th, so last week, week 2 of Season 8. The Dakota Cook Stars found a win over the Pittsburgh Spinners, 6-5 in overtime. So that might make it a little interesting later on in the season. If the Pittsburgh Spinners come around their second meeting and beat them in regulation, they would have that tiebreaker if it's needed. The few tiebreakers we have for the standings, the first obviously being the red column that's highlighted on the right side of the bracket. That's your points. You get 2 for the win, you get 1 for an overtime loss, nothing for regulation loss. Going further into that, if those points are tied, I don't think we have anybody tied right now on the standings, but if it is tied, as if Pittsburgh Spinners do lose in overtime, they'll have 8 standing points. Dakota Cook will also have 8. Dakota Cook would have the upper seed because they have the head-to-head record over them. They beat them more times in the regular season, and so they would have that that little addition, a little boost for that tiebreaker. After that, we have head-to-head goal differential. So if you lost by least, if you trade 1-1, both of you lost once in regulation, or you both lost once in overtime, then we go to what was the goal difference in those 2 games. If those are once again equal, we go to overall goal differential. That is actually shown on the screen right to the left of the point column. If those are once again tied, like the Typhoons and the Spinners are right now, -22 in the goal difference, we make the captains play a best of 5 rock, paper, scissors, and yeah, it's quicker. We'll of course have a staff member mediate it, so there's verifiable accountants for it. But yeah. So word on the street coming from the mouth of one of the Pittsburgh Spinners is Louise is going to be a little bit late. They're looking for an 8:15 start time for this matchup. So we get to talk a little bit more one amongst another. But yeah, a few chunks of history going to be down there on the ice. This is the first season that Laugh Track has played for the New Jersey Noobs. In his past, he has found himself on the Los Angeles Comets for a hot second. Him, K-Spire were on there for a hot second. And of course, back then they had Doug on their team, which is now a Hershey Squirt. K-Spire no longer plays. I don't think Derek plays either. But yeah, Live Track was almost a Coda Cook start. Not too many people picked that one up during the tournaments he played. I think it was a total of 4 games throughout the 4 tournaments with Coda Cook Stars during our 2023 reseeding tournaments back in November. It was like October through December. But before that, he was on the Los Angeles Comets, I think from Season 3 onward to Season 7. This is just all off the top of my head. I have no idea if this is right or wrong. This is just what I feel is right. But I remember back in Season 1, casting a few of the Philly Ferrets matches back in the qualification tournaments. And those are some of my favorite games to go back and watch, I'm going to be honest with you. But he made it in IM. He started in IM. The man's never been an open. Laugh Track has been around for a long time. As long as Rebound's been around, Laugh Track's been around. He started captaining the Philly Ferrets, rebranded to the Retroville Caribou, one of the best goal songs I've ever heard. And then after the Caribous said, all right, we're going to take a break. They're still on their break, by the way. Laugh Track said, all right, time to find a new team. A lot of the time, whenever teams in the lower divisions say we don't really feel the drive to play this game anymore, the captain normally sticks around. The one that's most invested will find a new team and find some new vibes. Of course, in SPL, I think a vibe is more important than winning and losing, but that's just my opinion. I'm here to hang out. If you're here to hang out, that's great as well. But yeah. So, Live Track found some people he vibed with back in Season 3. He went up to the Los Angeles Comets, where he stuck around for a hot second. During that time, he found himself captaincy after a few seasons. I think it was Season 5, 6, and 7. He was the captain of the Los Angeles Comets. So, finding himself a new home after that band of misfits decided to dissolve into the woodworks, as if you will. He found himself a new home with Brutal and X. I think this core is the strongest New Jersey has ever been. And I say that without meaning any, strife in it. Of course, I Love Fat Chick's been around for a long time. Used to play, I think I Love Fat Chicks has been around for a lot longer than I think I realize. Of course, I've only been doing this for 2 years now, so I could be entirely wrong with that one. But I Love Fat Chicks been with the New Jersey Noobs ever since Season 2 and onward. I know that for a fact. I don't know if they were on the roster for Season 1 or not, but they played a lot of games. They really have played a lot of games in their SPL history, and I'm sure plenty more this season. Of course, only 3 people on the New Jersey Noobs have touched the ice here tonight, so it's pretty much a guarantee who those 3 are going to be here this afternoon. But it's only going to be down to time itself to decide if I'm right or wrong. More times than not, if a 3-man core has played every game for the team like X, Brutal, and Laugh Track, it is going to be Game 9. They're capping out the first half of games here tonight against the Pittsburgh Spinners. Spinners having a few more notches in their belt. Looking to go into the next half of the season with a little bit of grit, a little bit of gumption underneath them. Of course, they still have a game against the Cedar Rapids Cottonmouths that does not have a time on the website. So they have one more game to finish off the first half of games here this season, and then they're going into the second half, looking against the Neapolitans, the Typhoons, and the Hot Tamales next week. I think it's going to be a good turnaround point for them. If they can take at least a 2-1 difference going out of next week, I think you have a solid chance to get back into the playoff spot. But we're going to see what happens. I think they can do it. They're probably going to lose to the Typhoons just because of the new core with Ridge and T back on the roster in a Pro Division team. So the Spinners have a tough hill to climb. They should find a win against the Cottonmouths. That should spring them over the Coda Cook Stars in the standings. Taking a look back at the standings. The Stars have finished the first half of the week. Spinners have 2 games at hand, and they're only down by half a game. So if they win this game against the Noobs and they win against the Cottonmouths, that puts them at, I think it's 11 points on the standings, which is 4th, which would be crazy. Of course, it's going to come down to fundamentals. Are they going to pass it where they need to? Are they going to get open along the boards? Is Cheese going to make the right passing decision? I've seen it time and time again, at least in IM and Challenger, where the 3 that's starting the breakout just tries for a shot. The 200-foot shot doesn't always work. You got to make sure you have your one-timers down. You got to have your fundamentals, and you have to have trust in your 3. Don't clog it up in the defensive zone. Have your transition game set down, and just get her done, you know? But that's my 2 cents. That's just coming from an IM guy, and we're currently sitting at 8:10 here on the East Coast of America. So 5 more minutes, and then we'll see if Louise is around for it. They're getting warmed up, I hope. and we'll see how she rides with it. But, yeah. So Louise, word for word, I'll be on by 8:15. I'm just going to leave that one on the ice. Take it as you will. Of course, coming up next on the SPL network, we have the Cottonmouths, we have the Typhoons, hopefully, at 8:30. Then at 9:30, we have the Ireland Pepe Tactics and the Wendake Trappers. I think these are the only 3 games that were on the site still currently. They are the only 3 games on the website. Ireland Pepe Tactics and Edmonton Beauties were set to play at 1 p.m. today. Don't know if that ever got marked down. A lot of the Edmonton Beauties are from the West Coast, so I think there's still only 2 on the roster. So Edmonton Beauties might drop out of Challenger. They might not. Of course, taking a look at what our Challenger standings are currently. Wendake Trappers sit in first place by a lot, up there in first place. 7 games played, 6 wins, 1 loss in regulation. And they're looking to go into the next set of games with a lot to work with. I mean, they have so much buffer room that they can work with. They're 2 games down, or they have 2 games out of a relegation spot against the Philadelphia Fusion, the Copenhagen Cult, and the Edmonton Beauties, all tied for that last playoff spot. Wendake, so I think it's is it 1 game remaining here this week? I think they're sending it off against Ireland, if I'm not mistaken, here for a Challenger matchup. No, they still have a Cutthroats matchup. Is that right? That's wrong. It's next week. Next week they play the Bullets, the Detroit Demons, and the Cutthroats for the 3 matchups, or the 3 games over in week 4. Yeah, next Sunday, while you guys are all here and I have your ears, next week we have the roster lock, so if you want to make trades, I'd advise doing it now. Louis says, I'm getting on now. All right. So we'll give them the chance to get warmed up. We still got 3 minutes until the 15-minute past the hour. We'll see what happens. Yeah, right now, Ireland Pepe Tactics having a little bit of a struggling first set of the season. Of course, they had to deal with trying to schedule a Tetsu, which we've had a lot of complaints about here so far this season. Of course, I don't think we'll have many more because there's not a 10th team in Challenger anymore. So we won't have any more, at least throughout staff, we won't have any more tickets opened about, hey, this captain won't message me back. Of course, there's a few teams in each of the divisions that have that mentality of, we're in here for fun and nobody's around and nobody will respond to me, so I won't schedule. That's not, you can't really do that. I think availability is going to be a big decider whenever people are picked up and dropped. Like for the Ireland Pepe Tactics, they picked up Timmy here this last week as he was unbanned after a decent hiatus of, I think it was a little over a year. It wasn't last October, but it was the October before that. He was caught smurfing. He was banned, and now he's back. It's been a year. And so he's finding himself, I think he's playing tonight. I could be mistaken, I could not be. But we have 6 in the lobby right here, right now. Pittsburgh Spinners have Kenny T, Cheese, and Louise. New Jersey Noobs on the left side. Brutal Laugh Track going to be starting for them. And as soon as I see the 6 check marks, we'll get this one down on the ice for a little slap shot action. But yeah, once again, players to watch here tonight. Kenny T, leading goal scorer for the Pittsburgh Spinners. X is tied for 2nd in the Pro Division when it comes to goal scoring. So it's going to be X and Kenny T, my 2 picks. Pittsburgh Spinners will be on the right side wearing their blue jerseys, attacking to the left. New Jersey Noobs wearing the black jerseys, attacking to the right. Yeah, 6 parties ready to rock, 6 parties ready to roll. We're taking it down to the ice for the first time tonight. Pittsburgh, New Jersey, right here, right now. The puck's up, the puck is dropped, and the game is on, and the game capture, I'm glad, has decided to show up for this one. Good shot right off the bat. New Jersey looking to put the pedal to the metal here early on. We'll see if it works out in favor of them. Top side, here's Brutal breaking back into the zone over to X, shooting off of Cheese into the far side and wide. Good challenge there by Brutal. Back out to the far side point. He's battling along the far side yellow. Good stick checks there by Louise. Gets it north. X there takes possession back for the New Jersey Noobs. Looks back to the defensive side off that backhand. Kenny T there stick checking him away. Goes off of X once. Back to the far side corner. Pulling down to the near side over to Laugh Track. Laugh Track looking for a little handle. Cheese banks that one back towards his defensive goal line. Kenny T lost to X off the near side boards. Louise gets involved. Louise here sucking on the lemon. Looks down the near side wall. X out in front. Nice stop there by Cheese to keep that one along the wall. X looking for the passing lane. Finds Laugh Track. Shoots, scars! And they have the lead 1-0 early on here tonight. We'll see what they do with it. Good shot, good goal. Noobs in the lead 1-0. Cheese breaking free through the neutral zone. Good stop there by Brutal with the forehand back pass. Louise there with a good interception. Finds his way back over to Cheese. Cheese throws that one back to the defensive zone. Brutal, the first man to it. Looks for the backhand wraparound. Out in front towards his own cage. Nobody home to pull that one from the point. Far side leak out pass goes off Brutal. Over to Axe. Shoot, scars! A little tick, a little tack, a little toe. And it's 2-0 for the Noobs. A great breakout pass. A good catch and release by Brutal. And Axe just cements it into the backside of the goalpost. 3:50 to work with here in the first. Spinners shooting off the far side, and Kenny T barely missing that one off the flick of the wrist. X just trying to push through Cheese. Cheese here with an L off that backhand, thrown back over to Louise. Here's Louise down towards the near side, backhand pass, stopped by X. Brutal off the forehand. X with a try. Nice stop there by Louise on the far side shimmy. Here's Cheese along his own end boards. Towards that top side, Brutal there with good pressure, finding its way off his hit, back over to X, shooting, hits the post, goes off the far side, and Cheese awarded the save as clearing the net, finding its way X, top side, Laugh Track across the crease, good try there by Brutal, knocking on the doorstep, but nobody there to hand him any candy at trick-or-treat night. Louise with a good pickoff, topside point, looking to bring this one back to the defensive side. X there saying hello every step of the way. Here's Kenny T with it now, looking towards the top side, going off X at the red line. Louise trying to get it back for Kenny T. Kenny T for the Spinners. Finds his way over to Cheese. Cheese off that backhand. Trying to find his way over to the crease. Shooting. Goes off to the near side. Louise there keeping that pressure applied on that shot lane. X trying to pass at Cheese there with the answer. Laugh Track low. X back to the point. Laugh Track shooting. Far side and wide. Here's Brutal down low in the corner. Cheese with a little Carl Weezer pass looking for his teammate. As that one leaves the zone through a little bit of traffic. Cheese just trying to hit Kenny T on the long distance pass. Here's X topside back over for the Noobs. Kenny T for Pittsburgh. Brought back over for the New Jersey native. Here's Brutal with it now. Forehand pass over to X, just barely out of his reach. So they bring this one back down and around town. Louise, Cheese, 2:22 to work with here in the first. Pittsburgh down by 2. They need to get a breakout working for them. Brutal with a good pickoff. Shoot, scars! And it's 3-0 for New Jersey. They're picking apart the Pittsburgh defense one step at a time. They're racking up the goals. Every shot counts. And X looking for that first in the division goal scoring title. We'll see if he can make some decent strides at it here tonight, as they're surmounting this lead. Here's X, backhand, pulling, shooting, far side and wide. Here's Brutal collecting his thoughts back out to the slot. X trying to fight for that one. Here's Luz with a backhand pass back over to Cheese. Cheese loses that one over to X, regains composure down the near side wall. X back to the point. Here's Laugh Track with a bank pass over to X. X pulls, shoots, goes off the near side hip of Cheese, as Cheese will keep the pressure applied down the near side wall. X across the crease, finds Brutal in the corner. Brutal down low. Kenny T gets it out of the zone. Laugh Track shooting. Nice stop by Kenny T on the far side faceoff dot. Here's Cheese with it now. Whip down the near side wall. Louise here with a breaking pass, finding his way back towards the crease. Nice stop there by Laugh Track. Awarded the first save for the New Jersey Noobs here tonight. 1:30 remaining here in the first period of action. Laugh Track backhand shooting. Goes off Kenny T at the blue line. Brutal picking up the loose pieces. Forehand pass back out to the neutral zone. Here's Laugh Track with possession. Laugh Track, topside glass, gets through to Brutal. Goes off Cheese. X, Kenny T, bobbled along to the near side. Here's the New Jersey Noobs with possession. X dangling. Backhand pass over to Laugh Track. Laugh Track pulling. Looking to wheel this one out to the point. Goes off the stick of Kenny T and does so. Point to point. Here's X dangle. Shoots. Nice save by Cheese. Laugh Track looks to regain composure. Back down to the near side wall. Here's X with it now. Gets this one low into the Pittsburgh zone. 60 seconds remain. Cheese collects his thoughts down to the near side with 56. Louise shoots. Scars. And an empty net finds the Pittsburgh Spinners on the board. A good leak out pass. Louise had the step on the defense. And we have ourselves a 2-goal difference. 55 seconds left in the first. It's 1-3. Cheese gets a step. Off that backhand, finds his way over to Louise. Louise here breaking down the near side. Looking to dangle his way back into his own corner. Off of Brutal and in. And that is the 3-goal gap back intact. It's 4-1 for New Jersey. Luis thought he had a little backhand pass to Cheese. Was not elevated, and Brutal is going to pick that one apart every day of the week. Pittsburgh down 4-1 here in the first with 36 to go. X with it now. Luis with a good stick check. Cheese looking to panhandle that one. The puck didn't want to work with him, though. Brutal down the near side wall. Cheese takes it away. Laugh track there, meets and greets him at the blue line. Laugh track trying to peel this one off the wall, pushes forward, looks for the forehand, shifts, shoots, hits the side of the cage, and that goes wide. Here's Kenny T with it now with 16. Brutal with a good stick check, finds his way off his forehead over to X. X here with it now at his own blue line. Backhand chip, looking down near side. Cheese with an interception. Good shot, but it just barely goes wide off the far side post. Kenny T with a shot, goes off the post, and it goes. And Cheese able to find himself a goal after umpteen tries. Kenny T with a first, Cheese with a second, and then the third. I think X might have put that one in. Laugh track just barely lifted the stick and gave themselves that opening, and Pittsburgh is only down by 2 once again. But that will do it for the first period of action. 4-2 at the end of one. New Jersey Noobs find themselves in the lead here in Pittsburgh. Both sides are just putting it down on the offensive side of the ice. 8 shots for New Jersey, 4 for Pittsburgh. Both sides just pushing on towards the sunset, but both sides are ready to rock. Both sides are ready to roll. We're back down on the ice for at least 5 more minutes of slap shot. Second period is underway. The time's ticking like the sand in the hourglass. We'll see what they do with it. New Jersey looking to extend this lead, going off Louise on that breakout pass. Laugh track loses that to Cheese. Brutal gets a hand on that one. Kenny T with a shot, goes wide off the far side and barely wide. Laugh track going over to X. Kenny T keeps this one low. Laugh track with it now. 20 seconds into it. The Noobs looking to get their first breakout out of their own defensive end. They found themselves a little hairy. Good pressure there by Louise, just barely missing. Good try there by Cheese to get that one over to Kenny T. Cheese with not a whole lot of passing options on the near side of the ice. Looks towards the top. Only man open down the ice is Louise. He tries to hit him down into the near side corner, but Laugh Track has the step on it for that area pass. Laugh Track here for New Jersey. Looks to the near side, down the straight, finds X. X off the backhand. Back over to the top side. Here's Laugh Track. Laugh Track off the backhand. Brutal looks for a forehand pass. Cheese with good control finds his way back over to Kenny T. Laugh Track just trying to force this one down the offensive lane. Laugh Track top side. Brutal off the backhand. Looks to get this one down low. Back out to the top side. Cheese has a chance. Forehand shot. Scores! And it's 3-4. Pittsburgh not down, not out of this one. It's not over till a fat lady sings, and I don't even see her in the building tonight. Pittsburgh stayed in this one. They're back within 1 with 3:57 to work with here in the second. We'll see what they can do with the time they're given. Here's X with it now. X to the near side. Finds a shot, scores, and Laugh Track puts his team back on the map. They lead by 2 once again, 5-3. Good backhand pass there by X. Laugh Track just pulling, shooting, just hits the net. It goes in. A slap shot. 3:45 to work with here in the second. Noobs back on top. Here's Cheese with it now. Cheese to the near side. Bobbles that one off, a little bit of a lag touch. Cheese gets this one down the near side boards. Here's Laugh Track with it. Down the near side, just out of the reach. Gets a piece of it. X not able to receive it, though. Here's Louis starting the breakout for the boys in blue. Backhand pass just out of the reach of Cheese on the far side front. Here's Laugh Track with it now for the Noobs. Down on the near side over to Brutal. Brutal off the backhand. Gets through 2. Finds X. Shooting off the near side, and that barely goes wide. Brutal off the backhand. Laugh Track banks it off the near side glass. Here's Louise down low at his own end wall. Louise hits the side of his own cage. Brutal takes advantage. Off the backhand. Back to the point. Laugh Track here. Shimmies that one topside. X pulls. Shoots. Scores. And it's 6-3. New Jersey with 3:03 to work with in the second. A good one-timer pass. X with a good backhand forehand exchange. And that's how the cookie crumbles. 3's the gap. New Jersey in the lead. Kenny T near side. Cheese with a little feed over to Louise. Louise on the top side gets this one down low over to Cheese. Cheese near side keeps the cycle alive over to Kenny T. Kenny T at his offensive blue line. Goes off the dome of his captain. Top side back out to the point. Here's Kenny T with it once more. Shot saved by X. X here with a 2-on-2. Gets past 1. Gets past 2. Back out in front. Cheese with a chop clears the zone. We're about halfway through this one. 9 goals have been scored. New Jersey has the handsome sum. Here's Laugh Track, gets past the shot lane, looking for a handle on it. Cheese with good pressure there, staying on the path to the net. Here's Laugh Track near side, shooting off the near side, and that goes wide. A little dodgeball tactic, a little hide behind X, uses him as a screen, and rockets it towards the net. Just didn't quite hit it this time around. Laugh Track looking down the near side corner, pops this one top side over to Brutal. Brutal back out to the point, X over to Laugh Track, shooting. Nice stop there by Cheese, goes off Kenny T. That captain of Pittsburgh standing tall in the crease. Good save there to keep that one from getting through the crease. X down to the near side, looks for New Jersey. Off the backhand. Good backhand shot. Louise with a stick check off the backhand. A dangerous clear, but it worked out. Brutal back into his own zone. Keeps possession in the hands of the black and the pink. Here's New Jersey with the breakout. X top side. Laugh track with a pole. Looking backhanding this one down low. Good stop there once by Cheese, but not able to be strong enough to take him off the puck. Louise with a good interception. Brutal there. Keeps this one alive for the Noobs. Shooting top side. Excellent. Maybe looking for a little head pass off of his captain, but Brutal just not quite able to get a hold of that one on the attempt. Cheese out of the zone. Laugh track with a steal. Forehand shot. Scores from the neutral zone, and it's 7-3. Laugh track, the first man tonight to find himself a hat trick, and he's feeling pretty all right about that one. They lead it by 4 here in the second. Louise down low on the near side. X here with possession. Backhand pass over to Laugh track. Shooting! Nice stop by Cheese. Brutal almost had a chance at it, but not able to get it to go off the near side crease. Cheese here trying to get the step on Brutal. Brutal has the better side of the body position. Soft backhand pass over to X. Completed back out to the near side. Almost able to dome that one in. Barely going wide off that far side post. X off the hip. Over to Laugh track. Shoot! Scores! Oh my goodness! Ripping the 90s. Sweating to the oldies like your Richard Simmons. A great shot by Laugh track. You can't hit it much more perfect than that. It's a 5-goal gap for New Jersey. What a shot. Laugh track looking to do it again. I can feel it in his fingertips. He's feeling good about that one. He's getting on his game. X off the backhand, out in front, finding his way near side over to Brutal. Brutal off Kenny T. Kenny T out of the zone. Here's X picking it up. Off the backhand. Not able to get that one through the traffic. Cheese with a forehand rip, sends out one top side and out of the zone. Here's Laugh track with 30. Taking this one down to the near side. Gets past Louise with a little stick check. Here's a forehand shot. Nice stop there by Cheese. Keeps that one wide. X out of the zone. Brutal gets this one back into it. Off the backhand, out in front, hits the side of the post. Cheese there with a clear. Almost able to send that one on, but not quite. 17 shots to 5. The New Jersey Noobs just peppering the Pittsburgh defense. Kenny T out in the slot, finding his way near side, goes through the bodies. Nice save by Brutal. Here's Cheese with one last shot, but not able to release it. Good pressure there by the New Jersey Noobs. Noobs on top, 8-3 here at the end of 2. What a plethora of offense from both sides of the ice. Pittsburgh finding the net 7 times so far tonight, only scoring 3 of them. Good defense from the pink side of the corner. 6 ready to rock, 6 ready to roll. We're back down on the ice for the final period of action between the Noobs and the Spinners. Pittsburgh right side, Noobs on the left. The puck is dropped. The game is looking pretty all right. I mean, the Noobs don't have a whole lot of bad to talk about tonight. Their breakouts, their positioning, their off-puck movement, all pretty clean, pretty cut. They know what they're doing. It's safe to say they're in the Pro Division. Laugh track here with a good body position, looking to send this one back down along the wall. A little fake out, has a chance to shoot it on. He does exactly that with the 9th goal for the New Jersey Noobs. A long distance shot, good pick set there by his teammates, and puts the final icing on the cake. They lead by 6. 23 seconds into the third period. They already have 1 shot, 1 goal. We'll see if that 10-goal mercy rule comes into effect tonight. I don't think it will, but just pointing it out for the viewers at home that don't know. If the goal difference ever hits 10, we call it early, and we go home. Nice shot by Louise, and he makes it 4-9. Off the backhand, rips that one top shelf right where you keep the peanut butter. X almost had a chance to get a piece of contact, but just not quite quick enough. 40 seconds into it, 1 goal apiece here in the third period. X with a good stick check. Looks down near side. Shooting! Snow! What a save by Cheese, keeping that one out of the crease. Here's Louise trying to advance his efforts down the near side wall. Cheese with a shot. Goes far side and wide. Brutal. Kenny T. Back over to Cheese to the near side. Just looking for an area pass to himself. Good stop there on the shot attempt by Laugh track. Cheese staying vigilant in the neutral zone. Louise out in front of his own cage. Looks center lane. Cheese just trying to set that flying V pick. Not able to get the offenseman out of the zone. Here's Brutal with it now down the near side. Gets this over to X. X off the backhand. Finds himself back at his own blue line. Laugh track with the tip of the stick check. Not able to get that one on with a little bit of mustard. Cheese top side to nobody. Here's X with it now. Cheese once again with it. Looks top side. Shooting off the near side and barely wide. The Noobs almost getting the double digits on the board first and foremost. X off the backhand. Louise with a hip check. Goes off to Laugh track near side. Shooting. Nice stop there by Cheese. And they will survive. Here's Laugh Track with it now with 3:20 remaining here in regulation. Brutal shooting far side and wide. Here's X with it now off the backhand. Looking to shimmy that one out in front. She's trying to pull this one out and around town to the near side. Finds its way over to Louise. Louise off the backhand, stopped by Laugh Track. Here's Cheese off the backhand, finds himself back in the defensive zone. Louise, forward. Laugh Track, back to the neutral zone. Here's Louise with it for the Pittsburgh Spinners. Backhand pass just out of the reach of Kenny T. Brutal. Back down low. Kenny T, back down to Pittsburgh. Here's Cheese with it now. Back to the near side point at the red line. Louise topside. Kenny T shooting off of X and into the corner. The New Jersey Noobs, I think, have said all they needed to in this matchup. They still have a 5-goal lead, and that is a comfy one here in Slapshot. Laugh Track looks to make a 6, and he does exactly that. Out goes the hats again for the man on the ice. 10 for the score. The Noobs have done a lot of talking, and the Pittsburgh Spinners have a few answers setting up tonight. They got a few things to look at during this matchup. They played a good game. There's just a few positional things that I think they might need to look at. I'm not going to say what those are. That's why I have a 5er. I'm not a coach, but I'm a coach. I'm not a coach. Laugh Track. Looking to break this one down the near side. A forehand shot from the point goes wide off that near side. Brutal here looking for a few hands on this one out in front. X with a nice tangle. Not able to get that one through the defense. Here's Cheese with it now off that near side. Shoot, scars! Good interference by Louise back in the New Jersey crease. And a big reason why that goal even went in. Laugh Track off kilter, not able to recuperate in time. 2:09 to work with, 5 goals to the gap. Pittsburgh getting back in the saddle before the rodeo's over. Louise playing a little aggro. He needs to. Cheese with a topside bank pass, looks for himself, goes through traffic and into the O-zone. Here's X with it now for New Jersey, gets it north. Here's Kenny T with it now, back down low over to Cheese. Here's Cheese down the near side, goes off Brutal. X here looking for a little puck possession off that near side, off the backhand pass. Louise getting a hip on it, but not enough to deter him from possession. Shoot, scores! Oh, what an angle! My goodness! Oh, my face! Is that blood? What on earth? What a shot by Brutal off the near side. The bottom of the face-off circle. There's 5 degrees of opportunity, and he took all of it for that one. 11-5, New Jersey on top here in the third. What a shot. I like that one. That one was tight, as the kids say. Here's Brutal down the near side. Off that backhand. Stopped by Cheese. Cheese here for Pittsburgh. Just looking for a little something. They're playing for pride right now. You know, a minute 20 remaining. 6 goals to the gap. I've seen it done before. I don't think we'll see it tonight. But every goal that goes in gives you a little something extra to talk about going into week 4 here in Season 8. Here's X with now pulling off the far side, and that goes into the far side quarter. Kenny T looking to wheel that one along the yellow. Brutal gets that one back to the point. Laugh Track here with body possession. Challenged by 2 blue players, Louise and Kenny T respectively. Louise down low. Kenny T up top. X sandwich between them. Here's Kenny T. Here's Louise. Louise towards the cage. X there to collect this one down to the near side, looking for a little leeway. Little mace angle there. Finds his way through the traffic. Kenny T picks up the loose puck. X right back out in front. Brutal shoots off the post and wide. Here's X with it now. A little sauce. Little handle. Looking to get that one back out in front. He's not quite able to get it to work with him. Kenny T with a long distance pass. Laugh Track the only man back to get a hold of that one over to the near side. Brutal shooting. Hits the post and that goes wide. Here's Louise. Top side. Then down center lane. Finds a pass off the hip of Kenny T. Kenny T down low. Back out to the point. Was not there, but he made it work. Here's Louise back down low. Laugh Track pulling this one down to the near side. Goes off Cheese. X coming back for this one. Cheese collecting himself again. Goes 10 seconds over to Louise. Louise with 6. Dangles over to Cheese. Cheese shoots and scores. That's their best goal I've ever seen. What a passing play created from the neutral zone. Louise with a little finesse, a little Parmesan on that spaghetti. And Cheese makes it look delicious. Pittsburgh with 6 on the board with 5 remaining in the third. And that is a great note to end off of. They might not have won the war, but they sure in fact won that sequence. That was a great shot. Pittsburgh Spinners not able to win, but they do have they got some gumption. Of course, in a top 4 team like the New Jersey Noobs, it's tough to surmount a comeback of more than 4 or 5 goals, but they made it plausible. That was in fact plausible down there on the ice here tonight. But you know, you can only do so much in the 15 minutes of Slapshot, and Laugh Track found a way to make 15 minutes and 11 shots and 6 goals tonight. Player of the matchup, Cheese, came close in second in the lobby with goals, with 4 of his 5 going in. And of course, great defensive night from Cheese once again. 9 saves out of the team's 12, and they play in that slap shot, if you know what I mean. But yeah, we're on a little bit of a tight schedule. Moving to the next matchup. Coming up next on the SPL Network, it's the Cottonmouths, it's the Typhoons next. Don't go anywhere.